Hello everyone and welcome back to Artifact, where today we're doing my first deck tech of the year. We've got 1 month left. First deck tech of the year. First deck tech of the game. And it is Blue-Black Control, a deck which I've been piloting since the game became available to me about a week or so ago. And I've been working on it so long and tried so many different things that I think I'm finally happy with the build I've got, which is why I'm now doing this video for you, and can definitely say it is performing well. So I'm going to share it with you. Yay! I haven't done one of these in a while, and this is going to be interesting. And obviously different game to Scrolls, so different format of doing things. So we're going to go through the heroes first, and then all the main deck cards and the items. At least that's the plan. We'll see how it goes. And also I'll put prices on at the end so you know how much it costs. It's not too bad prices in Artifact actually. I was expecting them to be a lot more expensive, but they're okay. Okay, so we're starting off with our 5 heroes. For the flop deployment in Artifact, they've now deemed the 5 heroes as the flop turn and river, in where they're deployed at the start, turn 1, then turn 2, then turn 3, in line of poker. So for flop, you've got your 3 heroes. We're starting off with Luna, Bounty Hunter, and Phantom Assassin. So 2 black, 1 blue. We've got 3 black heroes and 2 blue heroes in total. Luna's in the deck. It's a 3/8 blue hero, and it comes with the special card Eclipse, which repeats 1 time for each charge and deals 3 piercing damage to a random enemy. Comes with charge 1. Her special ability deals 1 piercing damage at the start of the action phase to a random opposing unit, and it also adds 1 charge to Eclipse. So the longer we can keep Luna alive, the better, because Eclipse will get bigger and do more damage to our opponent's stuff. This deck has 1 weakness, and that's to red decks. And that's 90% of what we're facing right now, which is problematic, but we're still getting a positive win rate, so we'll take that. Managed to get consistent 4 and 5 wins now, so that's good. And Luna's a large part of that, because she manages to deal with all the heavily armoured units, so that's good. Not a bad body as well, deploying on the flop over Ogre Magi, because just a bit healthier. And for 1 damage can be useful, just that and at any cost, a card we're going to go over later, can combine to take out some bigger heroes, so she's very good. Then we've got Bounty Hunter. The theme of this deck is not just being a control deck, it's also a gold ramp deck. So we use cards such as Bounty Hunter's Track to ramp our gold, so we can buy really expensive big items, which is how we sort of close the game out and control things. Sequence for card Track, cost 3, give a hero plus 10 bounty until it dies, and bounty is how much gold you get. It's a 7/7 in itself, which is a reasonable body, and its special ability has a 50% chance of giving Bounty Hunter +4 attack. Don't like RNG, but yeah, you're always wanting it to get +4 attack. So it's good at killing opposing heroes. It's a bit weak with 7 health, but it does a good job. Then we've got Phantom Assassin. It's a 6/8, and it gets +4 attack whenever it attacks an opposing hero. So this is another unit which can basically take out an opposing hero 1 shot, as long as it's not red. And then we've got a special card. It costs 6. It's called Coup de Grace, not Coup de Grace. How do people pronounce it? I can't remember how people pronounce it now. It's Coup de Grace. That's how it's pronounced. You discard a random card and condemn a hero. So this is another card which allows us to destroy opposing hero's stuff. Discarding can be quite problematic sometimes. You get some bad discards, get some good ones. I'm guessing over time it will average out to be good and bad equal. But it can hurt you, so be careful of that. Then turn 2, on the turn we've got Ogre Magi, blue hero. It's a 3/7, and it has a 25% of copying a blue spell when you cast it with Magi in the lane, which isn't overly relevant to this deck. We're not sort of building around that, looking to combo off like some decks do. And we don't run too many spells, but the ones we do can be quite effective with Ogre Magi. So that's always a benefit. And its card Ignite, which costs 3, is an improvement, and it deals 1 piercing damage to each enemy before the action phase. Again, another card which deals with armor. Good early on, it's allowing us to secure a lane. Some opponents will be put off by trying to deploy in the lane with Ignite, and it's very good at taking down or finishing off enemy heroes after our black heroes do enough damage and probably die. So Ignite's very good at that. And then we've got the last one, Lich. I think it's the most expensive hero. Yep, it is. It's 5/9, and every 2 turns you can sacrifice another unit to draw a card, and if it's got 6 or more attack, I think off the top of my head. Does that work? No, it doesn't. Oh, I can do this, can't I? Aha! There you go. 6 or more attack, yeah. You get to draw an extra card. So rare, that's why it's expensive. Very useful. There's a card in this deck called Vesture of Tyrants, as you can see down there, which gives our hero rapid deployment, so we can sacrifice one of our heroes with Vesture equipped to it, and then look to redeploy it elsewhere, so it's very good at that. Drawing cards, very useful in this deck, so we're not running any particular card draw like Foresight, so it helps us with that. And it's got a good body, 5/9, not a lot of attack, but health is very relevant. And it comes with a special card, Chain Frost, costs 7, it's expensive, but it does 3 damage to unit and then repeats it 7 times. Deal 3 damage to a random unit to its left or right, so it just keeps pinging around. So if you've got 1 unit and you target with Chain Frost, it will only deal 3 damage, so be careful how you're targeting things. Not great against decks with armour, but good against everything else, and it gives us initiative, which is a word I can't pronounce, and very useful. Sometimes I will just cast this on 1 target unit just to gain initiative. It's that versatile. And against non-red decks, it's probably the better board wipe in this deck. Then on to the cards down here. We've got At Any Cost. So blue spell costs 3, deals 6 damage to every unit. So this is a card that Magi can copy, which is fun. Usually can use it turn 1, we're running 3, which can be greedy. Some decks run 2 or 1, or none sometimes. But we're about as later game deck as you can get with this build, so we want a lot of early board removal, and At Any Cost can do a lot of work for us. Don't mind just blowing up a board, taking out our opponent's hero and ours. That's not a bad plan. So it's quite good. It's not brilliant late game if you're facing red, so be warned of that. But against other decks, it's very good. And then we've got Ironfall Goldmine, if I can select it. As I said earlier, this deck is themed around ramping in gold, and Ironfall Goldmine does that. It's a... what do you call it? Improvement, that's it. I was going to say turret, that's not right. And it gives us 3 gold every turn after the combat phase. So over a game, this could easily net us 20 gold, 25 gold. Well, multiples of 3, come on, you got a bloody maths degree. 21 gold, 24 gold, somewhere around there. Can get to 30 if you play it turn 1. Very good. In a less aggressive meta, more controlling, you could get away with replacing this with something else. It's not necessarily vital for a deck like this, but we're running it because it's a bit of a faster meta right now, but it is a card you can replace if you're so inclined. Then we've got Payday, which doubles our gold, costs 3. That's pretty good. So we can get to like 20, 30 gold, double it, maybe even quadruple it if we've got 2, and suddenly we've got 100 gold, which we can spend on all our items. And once we bought all our items, we're doing quite well. As I said, we don't really run much card draw in this deck. One of the reasons is because we can buy lots of items, and that kind of acts as getting cards. And the quality of the cards we're getting with the gold is much higher than most of the cards we would draw anyway. Running 3 Slay, which is uncommon, but I have reasons. It condemns a creep, and the only reason I seem to lose with this deck is because my opponent can play a big creature, which I can't deal with, like Incarnation Celemene, which is a big blue creature, which means you have infinite, which gives you infinite mana, and basically big green creatures as well. We would struggle to deal with unless we use Annihilation, which isn't always a good answer. And Slay gives us that. 3 of them. Sometimes it can be a dead card, but when you do find a good target, it is going to save you from losing the game, more often than not. So pick your targets is what I'd say. Don't just waste it. Be very selective. Because I lost games by just using it on something which I didn't need to, and can't deal with a big thing. Then we've got And One for Me. Cost 4, blue card. Choose a hero, put a base copy of a random item equipped by that hero into your hand. So the idea is we buy our expensive items, put 1 on a hero and 1 from it, so we get an extra copy. So basically converting 4 mana into like 25 gold, which is good value. Looking to copy Vesture most of all. Against certain decks you can pick the cards you want to copy, so against the mirror you might want to copy Apotheosis Blade. Against more aggressive decks we might want to copy Blink Dagger so we can try and get more versatile movement. It really depends, but obviously it's at random, so if you do have 3 items on 1 hero and you want to target, say, a Vesture, you're not going to be able to. It's a 1 in 3 chance of getting that item, so be careful with that. Next, running 2 Arcane Assault, costs 4, gives you initiative and deals 2 damage to enemy tower, and draws your card. So it does a few things. 2 damage isn't overly relevant. I think I've won 1 game with that. Drawing a card, it's okay. But really, running it for getting initiative and having the option to have it in blue as well is very nice. Getting initiative is one of the things you need to do with this deck, so you can guarantee being able to board wipe the next turn or in the next lane. We're running 8 in this deck, which is probably about 6 more than the average deck will run. Usually they'll maybe just run 2 Arcane Assault of this type of deck, but we're running 8 because we want to guarantee to be able to play the cards we have. Because we will be up against it early in the game, but once we get up to 6 mana, 7 mana, we're able to turn the tide back, and Arcane Assault can help us do that. Likewise, Hip Fire. It's a black card, costs 4, gives us initiative and deals 4 damage to a unit. Again, usually running just for getting initiative. 4 damage doesn't really do too much. Can get rid of a creep, can finish a hero off if you're lucky, but it's another card that gives us initiative. That's where its value is. And then the most expensive card in the deck. Yes, it is by about twice. Cost 6, it's Annihilation. It condemns all units, so condemn is kill. This blows up the entire board, including your stuff, so be careful. And sends them back to the fountain. Well, the fountain +1. Whatever. Destroys everything. Hopefully you have a blue hero with Vesture on. That's your priority. So when you do Annihilate, you get your hero back next turn. It's one of the few reasons we can afford to run such a late deck, because we have the ability to wipe a board. There are cards like Cheating Death which counter this, so get your Apotheosis Blades ready and be patient. Don't waste them as well, just like Slay. Pick your moments. Think, am I going to die? Is it necessary? If one of your creatures with Vesture is going to die, it doesn't matter because it can come back, so don't threaten. You're not going to take too much damage because of the armor on your lane, so pick your targets and it will save you a lot, especially against a deck looking to Time of Triumph. If you can get initiative, Annihilation before they do that, then you can take out 3 or 4 heroes sometimes. It's very useful. And the last card is Bolt of Damocles, which a guy I played against called me insane for, which was nice in front of however many thousands of viewers he had at the time. It costs 10, it's very expensive. It deals 20 damage to the enemy tower, so this is our end game. Usually a deck like this would run 3 blue heroes and then maybe an item such as Horn of the Alpha, which gives you basically big creatures. To finish the game, I've gone with Bolt as my finisher, and then my item deck to be more versatile, by including more sort of counter items, rather than using those as my main threats. So it slows the deck right down, but it gives us inevitability for our opponent's idol. I will say idol sometimes instead of tower. His opponent's tower is less than 20 health, so it's good, and our opponents don't really think we'll be playing this, so they'll be caught by surprise. So again, you can gain initiative, put a blue hero down, bolt, and you win. There's nothing they can do about it. And then we've got the items. We'll start off with Blink Dagger. 7 gold. Not too expensive for this deck. +2 attack, don't care about that. We want it for active ability, which moves equipped hero to another lane, so we can blink our heroes between the lanes, move our Vestures about, so we can always survive, and put a blue hero in the lane we want to annihilate in. It's very useful, especially after we've equipped it with Natasha's Guard as well. Move it to another lane and keep using its ability in different lanes after they've moved. Hourglass, that's the next turn phase. You can't do it on the same turn, but whatever. Casimir Hourglass, 10 gold. Equipped hero has +4 health, and whenever opponent draws a card, give that card +1 lock if equipped hero is in any lane. So lock means that basically they can't play it during their turn. So if we have an Hourglass out and our opponent draws a card at the start of a turn, they can only cast those cards next turn. The dream is we get 2 of these out. We can't cast it for 2 turns. We can what's it called again? And 1 for me it. Copy more, get 3 or 4 out sometimes. I've had 5 out, which was interesting. My opponent couldn't play anything at all. Basically stops our opponent from doing stuff. It's good at counting green-blue decks which look into combo off in 1 turn, because any cards they draw they can't cast, so it stops them in their tracks. If you're facing more aggressive meta, which kind of are right now, but I like Hourglass too much, you can replace this with something like a Traveller's Cloak or Stonehold Cloak. Then we've got 3 Vestures, 19 gold. Best item in the game, which is why we're running it. Crypt Hero has +3 armor and rapid deployment. So rapid deployment means instead of waiting 2 turns to redeploy it, you only have to wait 1. And your tower has 3 armor, so suddenly our tower is protected by 3 armor, and that negates a lot of damage against our opponents, especially when they've got Time of Triumph, because suddenly the siege damage only counts for 1, and if they've gone wide, because then we're not taking any damage at all. Apotheosis Blade, secret tech. Say decks like this would probably be running 3 Stonehold Cloak, 3 Vestures, I don't know, a Blink Dagger and 2 Horn of the Alphas, something like that. But running Apotheosis Blade, because this deck struggles to deal with enemy improvements. One of the weaknesses of the deck, and Apotheosis Blade is our only answer. So it gives the hero +8 attack, +4 siege, which is always useful. Anything it hits will die, so we're always going to kill anything that we battle with Apotheosis Blade. And its ability condemns any improvements and any item equipped by that enemy unit as well. So we can use it to take out our opponent's Vesture retirements if they have any, opponent's Blink Daggers, opponent's health items. It's very good about that. So pick your targets. Be careful against blue decks because they can copy it and then use it against you. So that's not good. So use it and then put something else on to negate their chances. And yeah, the only way to get rid of cheating death. So that's the thing. 25 gold. It's expensive, but worth it. Then the other card, Knight Tasha's Guard. Even fewer people are running this than Apotheosis Blade. Another 25 gold item. Equipped heroes +1 armor. Not very good. But its active ability means you can move equipped heroes' enemy neighbours to random other lanes. Once you've got this equipped on one hero in one lane, you win that lane. As long as you keep initiative, you just keep blinking those heroes to another lane. I usually like it on the 3rd lane, because suddenly you just keep blinking up and doing stuff on the left. And yeah, it's just great. It's won me so many games. Especially against decks you can't usually win against, like red. It's very, very useful. And that's the deck. As you can see, costs on the side down there. It comes to about £35.60, which is very cheap. I mean, Magic the Gathering deck of this type of control level would probably be about 10 times that. So it's surprisingly good, I think. We're going to go in a game now against a random person, and I will show you how the deck works. Okay, we're playing against, so I can't pronounce that name. I don't know what it says. And I'm not even going to try, so don't bother. I haven't put any volume on, have I? Let's do that. That'll be a good idea. Let's put some music. It was a bit quiet. There you go. Hopefully you can hear that. I can. Right, so we're facing against red-blue, which will be interesting. So here's a situation where our bounty hunter hasn't had its attack increase, and we're going to die to a red hero, so that's irritating. This can happen against red decks, but we can come back. Luna's facing off against, is it Sven, is that what it's called? Yeah. Quite big, but it's not going to take out Luna, so that's fine. And they've got a Phantom Assassin over here against Zeus. So we've got a black hero in the last lane, so when we do get gold built up, we can payday. But our opponent's obviously winning the gold race right now. So we can put Ogre Magi in this lane, so it can either take out that hero there, or this hero here, or that creep. And also we like to have one hero in each lane at the start to try and balance things out. We're going to lose Luna here. So we'll see if our opponent's bought any items. He might have bought a health item, in which case we can copy it with Magi and put it on Luna so it survives. It's not really the play you want to make with round 1 for me, but it's certainly an option. Looks like he might have drawn an item. Bought an item, rather. So much gold he spent. Try and keep an eye on how much gold your opponent's spending. Yeah, he spent 5 gold, so it could be a Stonehold Cloak. There you go, we're matching up against that. That's not too bad. Okay, so he's given my hero here -2 armor. So anything that deals damage to it is going to take in it. Means he's going to take 2 extra damage, which isn't good. So this is a Stonehold Cloak. We're going to copy that. So that gives me Stonehold Cloak into my hand. And there's a 25% chance we got and one for me back there as well. So Stonehold Cloak gives Crypt Hero +4 health, and then at the end of a turn gives it an extra 2 health as well. So we can now equip that onto Luna, and it will survive this attack. And we're actually doing 5 damage here because our creepers decided to attack left like a good boy. So Luna might be able to finish this off early next turn. Okay, forget that. It's not going to do any damage now because of the armour, and Luna's dead. But it was a good plan. But any items you equip onto a hero are permanent unless they get destroyed later on, so Luna will come back with that equipped. We're doing 10 damage here to Bristleback, but sadly our Phantom Assassin's dying. We have the option here to track. We're going to put that on we'll put that on Zeus, I think. Bristleback will gain 2 armour when it kills Phantom Assassin. So we're not off to the greatest of starts here. All our heroes are dying. But early on, that's not too bad for this deck, 'cause we do have lots of ways coming back. So as long as we don't take too much early tower damage, we're okay. Again, only got 3 gold, so we're going to pass. Really want to get like 20-30 gold before we bend payday and win. We're going to put a Lich over here, because it can survive its attack from Bristleback, or Zeus, and finish either of them off. And we'll put Bounty Hunter in the middle, because it can survive Sven. Usually I like Lich in the last lane. I don't know why. Just seems to be how things happen. The chances are here Ogamenji is going to die. It can take 2 damage. So, unless I slay. Excuse me, I got heartburn. I had a glass of wine earlier. This has absolutely done me in. I don't deal with wine all too well. Right, so Magi's Eye, we have got at any cost. Exciting. So I could at any cost here, but it won't kill this. And Magi will die. So it's not great. And it won't copy it either. Now that he's played that, I am tempted to play it actually. We are getting Luna back next turn, so I can deploy Luna and hopefully ping this. So I think we'll at any cost. As I said, we're not going to get a copy. But I'd rather use it early on. We have got the option to Eclipse next turn for a charge of 4, because Luna's going to deploy and then ping up. Oh yeah, he heals, isn't it, because of Stonewall Cloak. I can still, things still apply. We're going to trade here, that's fine. So we're going to get more gold. Nope, he's going to heal, okay. So we're going to stay on 7 gold. We don't want too many of our heroes dying, because he does have a card which targets my stuff whilst they're here, and does a lot of annoying stuff to it. Reduces their attack by half, and reduces the tower of my mana, effectively, for when it's deployed, which I don't like. I think it's called Routed? I can't quite remember. But yeah, we've got to be careful of that. 2 heroes we can deal with, 3 is a nightmare, 5, which just have to be twice, you basically lose. Okay, so it looks like it is dying. We're taking out Bristleback. One way of stopping him from playing Routed, of course, is that we stop him from having any red heroes. We've got a blue-black here, so we're going to go blue here, black here. Oh, do I want to do that, actually? I think maybe black here, blue here. Could I get away with that? I think I can get away with this. If he does want to Routed, then that's going to die. And this does live. We can get away with this, I think. Luna has 12 health. So we should struggle to deal with it in this lane. And we're set up to try and kill 2 heroes as well. If I want to cast Eclipse, which I don't, yes, but we should be okay. Iron Fog, very nice. And Annihilation, so I can cast Annihilation in the next lane. Take out 2 heroes. We're going to put Iron Fog in the last lane, because red runs a card which can destroy opponent's improvements, so we're going to put it in a lane where he doesn't have a red hero. So at least we get some value from it. He's got quite a few items here. He's got 1, 2, 3, 5. You see how many cards he's got. You can also see when they're bought and drawn, which is quite a nice little thing, I think. We'll also put our opponent's deck on the screen if we want, so we can see what they've played and drawn. Well, not what they've drawn, but what they've played. So I can slay this if I want to. He was hoping to get this to attack here. I'm not too bothered about using slay yet. We're going to try and... Okay, well, I will do now. Really want to hold initiative, but we don't want Phantom Assassin to die. Okay, so we get the kill. That's good. Lose armor, but doesn't matter. Now we are in this lane, so hopefully Luna will survive, and then we can Annihilation. Luna doesn't survive. That's fine. So next turn we'll put a black hero in the last lane, so then we can payday and hopefully get up to about 40 gold. Magi this lane, so we can Annihilation. Putting 2 damage on Zeus here, so Zeus is almost dead, unless he heals it, which he probably should do. Yep, there you go. Right, so on to turn 4 now. We've taken quite a bit of damage. We're relatively safe here. Again, we're not going to buy anything. I could have bought Time Portal Scroll there, but I think I want to be greedy with my gold. So I'm going to put that there. We'll put this over here, and this here to counter his bristleback when he puts it down here. Okay, so we don't get lucky and get less attacking, but we're going to do 8 damage to bristleback. That's not too bad. See what we draw. We could get a coup, which will take out bristleback. We'll get another eclipse. We'll get hipfire. Okay, so I could cast hipfire, but the 2 armor will stop things happening. So we're just going to pass here. Last lane we can payday to double our gold, and then hipfire to gain initiative back as well. God Strength, give it +4 attack, that's fine. So that gives me initiative for the middle lane, where I can now Annihilation, gain the gold from killing the heroes, which then gives me much more gold to payday in the last lane. There's my phone. Absolutely sod all going on it. Annihilation here, so wipe out all these, it gives me 14 gold. Obviously gives him 7, but 14 gold's more than 7. It puts us on 35, good. So unless he heals Zeus here, we're going to finish it off with hipfire. And I can draw a card with Lich as well. The first thing we're going to do though is payday. Because we want to get the gold first. And I'll draw a card. We could get another payday, in which case we'll definitely be using that payday. That happened before. If not, we'll just use hipfire. He could use his ability here, Phase Boots, but anything he swaps it with will still make him die. So let's draw a card. Actually, I don't. If I do that, let's cancel that. If I draw a card, he does use Phase Boots. He will swap and then not make it die. So we'll just hipfire here and not draw a card. So we're killing Zeus. Oh, he's healed it. Okay. So now we can draw a card, but I think I want to hold on to initiative now. It'll be greedy as well. So on 75 gold, so we can now buy our expensive items. Blink Dagger, Veshta number 1, Hourglass, very nice. Guard, Hourglass, End. So we only got 1 Veshta, but we have got one from Ease in the deck, so we should be able to get a copy. How many have I used so far? Have I used... I think I've only used 1, haven't I? We've got Guard as well, so we can flip things around. So Guard on the left here means I can flip Bristleback to another lane and then use Eclipse maybe. That'll be risky, seeing as we want it to go the middle, so we can use Eclipse. I've got Annihilation, so if it goes to the last lane then we are in trouble. So I think I'm just going to Hourglass first here. Or do you want to Veshta? If I Veshta, you can still kill it with... No, it's not running those cards, is he? So we're okay. So I think we'll Hourglass first. We don't have any actual black spells to cast. So put Guard on here. That means basically we will miss lane if we get it to activate. Eclipse will be in 5 charges. That's got a lot of health though. So let's say goodbye to Bristleback. Goes there. Okay. But I can Annihilation this lane if we get initiative. So I don't think he's got any way of dealing with this. He's got cards which can stop me doing stuff. Like enough magic just makes us go to a combat phase, but he doesn't have any cards which can just kill this, I don't think. There you go. So we can Annihilation. Get a 2 for 1. I should have cast Veshta first actually, that was a mistake. But we've got Mage Eye coming down, so it's not the most awful thing. We can Veshta this lane, so that's not terrible. Really I want to Veshta on a blue hero though, so I might not do that. We'll definitely Hourglass here. Whether we want to give initiative back by sacrificing this, I'm not too sure. He's going to want to cast another blue spell to kill this. I'm quite happy as I am. We're locking cards now, as you can see. We'll be locking 2 every turn. So he's going for damage now. So we're taking 7, which I'm not too keen on, so we are going to Vesture. So this stops damage coming through. And I can blink this to move it to other lanes if I want to. If we were facing more than 2 heroes coming down next turn, I don't think I'd make that play. I'd try to put Vesture on a blue hero, but we're okay doing this for now. Also stops Conflagration doing damage. That deals 2 damage to every hero in that lane for the start of the turn. We'll take the heal, and I think we're okay with everything else. Save up for more expensive things. So we'll put Magi here. And we'll put Phantom Assassin in the same lane as well. Because we're going to blink things over here, if we get the chance. Which I should do. So we can put all the damage we want in this lane now. We've got Eclipse for the middle lane, which is on 5, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's obviously not enough, so maybe don't want to cast that yet. Get a coup. So I could coup here, but we'll just use the guard whilst we can. Goes there, that's fine. Ooh, attacking that's not very nice. So multiples of 7, how much damage are we getting in for 7 here? So that takes 4 turns. Multiples of 9 takes 3 turns, so we're going to use Blink Dagger here. And put an Iron Fog down. So over here it looks like, oh no, we're taking lots of damage. But I think we'll just we'll have to use coup now, I think. So if you didn't see what we discarded there, you can have a look down here by looking at the last card played. At least that's the idea. If it wants to work. There you go. So last discarded card Eclipse. So we're lost in Eclipse. Any card we discard, if we get a copy of Eclipse from Ogre Magi, that doesn't show up. I mean, it does. What am I about? We get a copy of it, but it doesn't start with the same charges. It goes down to 1 charge. So we've got to be careful with that. So it's not great. So maybe Skywrath Mage might be better sometimes than Luna. Oh, that's nasty. So he's just cast a big spell, Thunder God's Wrath here, which deals 4 piercing damage to each enemy heroes in all lanes. Nasty. So we're going to fully heal here to keep Phantom Assassin alive. This deck track as well is in-game built. Press F3 and it appears. Right, so we're over here. This will be a good opportunity to draw a card, I think. If we are able to. Might not let us. If he destroys this, we're going to get it back next turn, so we're not too bothered. This means we'll take a bit of damage. We've almost finished this lane, so we just need to get 1 lane into bolt range now. That's going to be the target. Use 2 annihilations, which is quite a lot. Really, we need to try and get Vesture down on Eclipse to try and get pressure up on that. So hopefully we'll get enough gold at the end of this turn. Ooh, nasty. Okay. That's all fine. We've got initiative now. So Zeus isn't going to activate here and deal 1 piercing damage because it's further away. Is it piercing damage? I think it is. No, yeah, it is 1 piercing damage, okay. Pass. Don't take anything. 27 gold. So can we get a Vesture? We can. We'll buy the Vesture on the left here because we may as well. And we'll draw a card as well, actually. So we'll Luna on the middle. So you can put stuff on the left here. We'll just get rid of it all. Eclipse will be on 6, which means we can do 18 damage. We'll definitely put the Vesture down first. At any cost is nice. Another Annihilation. Excellent, okay. So let's tell them to sod off. Goes right, okay. Now we'll draw a card. Track. Not exactly what we want right now, but we'll take it. We got the high roll on Bounty Hunt as well, so we did 15 damage that turn. So we can finish that off with an Arcane Assault if we want. Okay, so he's lost in timed my Bolt and my Annihilation, so I can't cast those for 3 turns. That's very rude. But we can now Vesture Luna. Taking less damage. And I think I'm just going to at any cost here. Sacrifice Phantom Assassin. We get rid of a lot of stuff that otherwise would get hit by Eclipse. So we've sort of secured 2 lanes now. We've got Vesture on these 2. It's looking a bit threatening over here because we've got Bristleback doing a lot of damage. And Lich is almost dead. But if he kills Lich, we just take damage here. We've won the first lane, we know that much. Middle lane, we can keep charging Eclipse up. He's only got 1 hero coming back next turn. So we'll draw a card.
In life you are nothing.
That's any cost. Very nice.
In death you find purpose.
And I'll track on Zeus. Why not? And now we've got 14 gold. So one player could make is put Magi down here, blink. Oh, we'll take the heal. Blink Bounty Hunter to another lane. Which I think I will do. We'll blink to the right lane. He's still committing to this lane. That's ambitious. Because I am getting out of here. Because we've got this lane with Arcane Assault. We're not too threatened by what he can play from hand because most of them are locked. And doesn't really have the spells to deal with us. So blinking out here is an option. Allows me to Chain Frost in another lane. Or use guard. So we'll blink out to this lane over here. Do I want to do that? Or do I want to put damage on here? Start targeting this lane instead. Yeah, we'll do that. We can blink dagger on Luna and send it over there as well. Okay, so now we're trying to secure the middle lane. I don't need to cast Arcane Assault yet. We'll ignite. Go put it in the 3rd lane over here. Can Eclipse here for 6, 5, 6, 7. Not really necessary. We'll just Arcane Assault. Take out the idol. Tower. Tower. We draw a coup. Very nice. Magi dies. Don't really care. We get a copy of Arcane Assault though. That's nice. So Magi coming in and quite effective there. So we blink to middle. We have initiative. We can say sod off. And we can put blink dagger on Luna. Want to heal first? I think we'll heal Luna first.
Thank you.
So this puts double Vesture on the right lane. So we're unlikely to take any damage on there now. Also means I can start casting Eclipse in that lane. And we get an extra charge on Eclipse as well because Luna will be in the next lane. So we get double activation this turn. So I can Eclipse Arcane Assault to nick initiative. So it's likely that Lich will die from him casting a blue spell here. But we get him back next turn, so we're not too fussed. Now let's cast Chain Frost over Eclipse if possible. We're not going to get the luxury of that. So first of all we're going to cast at any cost, deal 6 damage to everything. This then gives me enough targets to kill things with Eclipse. And we can redeploy Lich on the left, so this tower's then defended. I said tower instead of idle. Clever me. Pat back. 49 gold as well. 52 because of this. So we can now find something fun. What's fun? Another vesture? Apotheosis Blade is fun. And you got one item left, it's another vesture. But we bought 3 vestures this game. So we don't need anything in the middle because we secured it with... It's not letting me deploy anything. Does that mean he surrendered? Yeah, surrendered. That was weird. Anyway, there you go, one minute game. I will be posting a run through in Expert Constructor as well with this when I've recorded it. But that gives you an oversight of how the game gets played and how this deck works. I was going to win that game, quite obviously. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I shall see you next time. Bye bye.